Let's see, did that reset my vote? Actually, while I'm here. What the hell is this? Uh-oh. What's up? Farley, if you redeclare residence in a different house in the city, do you have to go vote again? I'm about to find out. You do. Yeah, I totally did. Uh-oh. Mooch is out of action. Is she burning, or is she just... No, she's not burning. Alright. So today we're going to try to get expert power tech. I'm actually going to craft... Oh wait, do I have backup buffs? Nope. I should craft some more. That was a bad one. Ooh, no, that was close. I get so used to just hitting enter and skipping through all these phases that I almost make mistakes sometimes. Okay. Do I have better? Yeah, why are these not out? No, Mooch, don't stop dancing! Did I miss it? Oh, I did. I mean, I got the full buff. Why did that stamina one come out slightly different? Oh crap. That's not what I meant to do. Damn it. That came out terribly. We're gonna need to make another solid delivery shell. No. Yeah, why did the stamina one come out 1 point lower than the rest? That's so weird. Let's make another solid delivery shell and we'll remake that one. Don't you stop dancing, Mooch. Oh, crap. And we failed the experiment. And we need another solid delivery shell. There we go, that's better. Now it's more in line with the rest of them. Okay, so we have... that's all of them then, right? Why is health only 19 uses, though? Oh my god. Let's try making another health one. There. Okay, so we can destroy this. We can destroy this. And now they should all be the same. 821 with 22 uses. Need some decorations in here, man. This place is looking pretty bare. Need 21 with 22 uses. Alright, we know the other one's gonna match. Cool. We are buffed, baby. Oblivion music? No, this is some remix. I'm right now I've got a lot of Star Wars remixes playing. I do have a Skyrim mix queued up in there too. But that wasn't it. That was like a Duel of the Fates mix. Alright, we're just gonna be doing missions, I guess. How are we doing on Brandy? We have Bavoli. Oh, here we go. We got a crate here. Okay. I don't know how well we can do against Sludge Panthers, but let's try them out. Little Caesars closed at 10:30 last night when it's open till 12 after I called in an order. You were fine, but your friends were pissed. Now they're going to the place to complain. What? What is that going to accomplish? Are you going to try to get free pizza? It's Little Caesars Pizza, man. I don't know what you expect. Pizza, pizza, close an hour and a half early. That's their slogan. Probably capable of doing the Narglatch Cave now? I don't know. I haven't really gotten a whole lot of defenses yet. I think maybe I'll feel better once I get like melee damage mitigation. Roba. These things are like little pig dog looking things. Yeah. Closed, closed. I figure that's a good way to represent how your day is going. Sounds like an interesting day. Ooh, sludge panthers are mean. It's so mean. Oh my god, they're all coming. Okay. They don't have that much health. That's good. I don't know, I've never been a huge fan of Little Caesars, but to each their own. And my favorite pizza has always been Chuck E. Cheese. Just kidding. Chuck E. Cheese pizza tastes like cardboard. It literally is cardboard. I don't know, I've never worked there. Closest I've ever been to working at Chuck E. Cheese is Five Nights at Freddy's. So Forelli, since you're here watching the stream, how are we going to break the game today? What should we try to do? Should I talk to another NPC and then kill them? Should I find out how to glitch myself into a building? Should I don't know. You tell me. What should I do? That part's up to me. Oh, it's a public building. That's not gonna work. That one's private. I just want to try it once. Do I have prune on a toolbar anywhere? No. It's real quick. No. Does it look familiar, Forelli? Oh, I thought I had it there for a second. All right, we're not gonna continue doing that. Reported? It didn't even work. Can you get reported for attempting to bug the game if you didn't actually do it? We're actually just... attempting to rob a bank is still against the rules. Yeah, we're just testing, guys. We're testing to see if the bug was fixed. Hum baba. Hum baby. Hum baba. These things are legit huge. Like, you can't really appreciate how large these creatures are in galaxies. Like, look at how tall they are compared to me. They are literally twice as tall as I am. Easily. These things are like 11 or 12 feet tall. That's insane. It's like fighting an elephant. Space elephants. Crates say hi. Yeah, I mean, crate dragons are ridiculous. got a mechanical moon that uses crystal to make a beam to blow things up. That's totally plausible. I don't have any problem with the physics behind that. The Death Star is just a mechanical, you know, a feat of mechanical engineering. That's totally possible. But fighting a Humbaba, unarmed, I don't know. It's pushing the bounds of my plausible deniability. Not plausible, what the fuck am I? Suspension of disbelief. Where the fuck did I come up with plausible deniability? Oh my god. Suspension of disbelief. That's funny. Why are they fighting this bird thing? Get over here. We're doing pretty good. 4 missions done already. We got about 90,000 XP. It's only been what? It's been like 15 minutes. You think if we got enough people, including Lucas, because he definitely joined and just said the new Star Wars movies need to be completely remade, people would be willing to forget these and accept the remade ones as the real 7 and 9. I definitely don't think Lucas would join. He sold Star Wars for a reason. He's done, man. Lucas is old. He's had enough. I'll tell you what would be funny, though, now that we have J.J. Abrams doing Episode 9 again, is if Episode 9 opened with Finn waking up from his little medical coma, like he does in Last Jedi, and just going, oh, it was all a dream. Basically saying that Episode 8 was just a straight-up dream. That would be funny. But yeah, no Lucas. Do we really want another prequel series? Prequel trilogy? Sequels greater than prequels fight you? man, here we go. We've sparked a debate, boys. Well done. Ray's like 12 Jar Jars. Hold on there now. Okay. Let's you can't compare Ray and Jar Jar. Ray is the main character. Jar Jar was comic relief. You're more actually like a more accurate comparison would be Ray, or no, sorry, not Ray. Jar Jar and like C-3PO. Who would the comic relief be in the new series though? I guess would be like BB-8. So, who's better, Ray or BB-8? I'm sorry, not Ray or BB-8. Jar Jar or BB-8? I don't think Finn is the well, alright, Finn does have some comedic moments. Finn totally is the comic relief. Alright, fine. But still, would you rather have Finn or would you rather have Jar Jar? Because I'd go with Finn. I will say that episode 8 had too many attempts at humor in it. Like, and not only too many, but just like poor timing. Like the whole holding for General Hux at the beginning of episode 8. Like, you can't... I don't know how I feel about putting like a comedy moment so soon in a movie. If it's comic relief, you need something to be relieved from first. The movie hadn't even started yet. Did we hear this already? Why is this looping already? Oh no, it's a mix. Yeah, but Gaming Fruity, that argument is invalid because we don't know her heritage yet. For those watching this on YouTube or later without the chat, Gaming Fruity says, she's a joke, she just magically learns to use the Force, come on, Luke is the greatest Jedi of all time, takes him years upon years to learn this stuff, Rey does it in a weekend, fuck me. We don't know who the fuck she is yet, we don't know where she comes from. So like... There's a theory video floating around. I think I mentioned this in my last week's stream, that Rey is a clone of Luke. Like, if that turns out to be true, well, then that fucking explains why she's so good with the Force, doesn't it? Alright, hold on, yo. We're pausing the music. Because we're watching a YouTube video. I'm freaking looking up this video. We're gonna watch it, we're gonna talk about it. Let me see. I guess I gotta go through my history. Nobody look at my YouTube history. Is this it? Oh no, here we go. Okay.
Experience flaw.
Or
Alright. So, I understand this is going to be controversial as fuck. But we're going to watch it. And we're going to discuss it. I don't know how you feel about this guy. I don't care. If you don't want to watch this, you don't have to watch the stream. We're just going to stick this in a corner. So we're still going to play, but now we're going to watch this. Alright? Let the discussion begin.
Hello friends, welcome back to another episode of Generation Tech. My name is Alan. We recently did a video discussing whether the Jedi could have or would have cloned themselves during the Clone Wars to increase their numbers and potentially even save themselves during the Jedi Purge. It was a really interesting thought exercise and I had a lot of fun doing it, but while I was doing all that research on Force-sensitive clones, something clicked. I thought to myself, well, couldn't Rey be a clone? Now, we've done tons of videos in the past about Rey and who her parents were. We even came up with the theory that her parents were scavengers. It's possible that Luke has met the scavenger who found his lightsaber, who also happens to be Rey's mother or father. Before The Last Jedi, when Kylo said this,
"They're filthy junk traders who sold you off for drinking money."
but what if Kylo was lying? I mean, why the hell would he know who Rey's parents were?
I actually want to move this to a different corner.
Now guys, before I start, I do want to say I'm not 100% sold on my own theory that Rey is a clone. But I have a pretty strong argument, so I'm going to put everything out there and you guys can tell me what you think. Now, one of the things that really piqued my interest actually was a scene from the Legends video game The Force Unleashed 2. Which, by the way, for a Star Wars game that came out almost 10 years ago, had really good cinematic cutscenes. Anyway, our protagonist, Starkiller, otherwise known as Subject 1138, was a clone of the original Starkiller agent, otherwise known as Galen Marek. Galen Marek was barely a Jedi youngling when his parents were killed during Order 66 by Darth Vader himself on the planet of Kashyyyk. Vader ends up raising Marek as his personal apprentice, hoping to use him to one day usurp Palpatine's rule. And Vader's plan is a crazy one. After faking Galen Marek's death, he wants him to round up the Empire's biggest enemies and start a rebellion. So yeah, in Legends, Darth Vader is actually the one who starts the Rebel Alliance.
Spoilers.
His plan is to use them to distract Palpatine.
Spoilers!
So while Palpatine is busy focusing on the rebels, Darth Vader can take him out. Along the way, Marek ends up getting romantically attached to the Imperial pilot, Juno Eclipse, who eventually defects the rebellion. In the end, once Galen Marek rounded up all the rebellion leaders, he finds out that Darth Vader had been playing him the entire time.
Spoilers!
Emperor Palpatine was the one who wanted Vader to have Marek round up all the rebel leaders, not to distract Palpatine, but so that Palpatine could destroy all of his enemies.
Take them alive. The Emperor wants to execute them personally.
Marek sacrifices his own life to allow the Rebel Alliance to escape and live on. Galen Marek was an incredibly strong Force user, and Darth Vader didn't want to completely give up on him, so he saved his body and tried to clone him. After many failed attempts, I'm guessing around 1,000, hence the use of the iconic number 1138, again for Subject 1138. So Starkiller is one of the first clones that doesn't go crazy and start killing everyone. He knows that he's a clone from pretty early on, but there's a clear struggle within him to differentiate his memories with the ones of Galen Marek.
Oh shoot, I just realized my mouse cursor's on screen.
Passed on to the new clone so that Starkiller didn't have to relearn how to use the Force. One of the strongest memories that Starkiller had...
Oh, what did he say? Why did Darth Vader try to clone Starkiller? So he didn't have to relearn how to use the Force? You mean like Rey? Wow. What a coincidence!
...as from Galen Marek was of Juno Eclipse. And in a training session where he's being tested by Darth Vader, he's unable to kill a droid disguised as her, failing in the eyes of Darth Vader. The Dark Lord attempts to destroy Starkiller, but the clone escapes. And like any clone in his early 20s whose life has been completely derailed,
What? She doesn't have the memories of Luke, though? You mean like when she touched Luke's lightsaber in The Force Awakens and saw all of those memories of Luke's? What?
Marek is generally confused and puts himself on a mission to find himself. Driven by images of Juno Eclipse, Starkiller attempts to reconnect Galen Marek's past. Eventually, while searching for answers, he winds up on the planet of Dagobah 4 years before Luke Skywalker does. While there, he runs into a familiar little green man watching the entrance of a Force cave and has a short conversation with him.
You guard this place?
No, only a watcher am I now.
Then you'll let me pass.
Brought you here, the galaxy has. Your path, clearly, this is.
You know what I'm looking for.
Something lost. A part of yourself.
Hey, ads. I can't skip
Our
it,
new hot, fresh breakfast.
but I can mute it. So yeah, I mean, there's still a lot left of this video, so keep entertaining it for now. Even if you're not completely sold, just give it a chance.
A part of yourself, perhaps. That's exactly what happens. Merrick is immediately assaulted by numerous clones of himself caught up in the roots of the tree, asking for his help. The Force Cave is clearly attached to his subconscious, and although eventually the cave shows him a Force vision of the future and of Juno Eclipse, his internal struggle about being a clone manifests as obstacles to what he really wants. He clearly has an identity crisis and is struggling to break free from being a clone so that he can now finally go on to live his own life. Now let's flash forward to when Luke goes into the tree. He also asks Yoda what he'll find inside.
What's in there?
Only what you take with you.
Only what you take with you. In Luke's case, he takes fear that he will become what his father became. Ezra Bridger and Kanan Jarrus also have their own encounters with a similar Force Nexus inside of the ancient
Spoilers!
temple. They both undergo trials where they face their own fears and whatever is bothering their subconscious mind. So the point is, a Force Nexus will give the user visions about what they truly need or what they want.
That's what you seek. Inside, you will find.
Whether it's to overcome their own fear or find out who exactly they are. So now let's move on to the Force Nexus on the planet Ahch-To. Rey falls through an extremely evil and anal looking hole and falls immediately into some water. We get a brief glimpse of her floating underneath the surface, not all that different from Luke in the Bacta tank, or perhaps a clone in her cloning pod. I mean, who's to say that her Force vision starts once she gets out of the water? What if it starts the moment she got dragged through that anal crevice?
Yeah,
I mean, it's not
anal.
exactly like she fell into the hole. Something obviously pulled her in, so I think it could be a part of the vision. Now, obviously, the motif of water and being submerged is important to Rey. When she first senses the dark anal passage while she's meditating, she's awoken by a salty spray of water flying out of it. Why is there this repeated theme of water, submersion, and enemas? Well, imagine for a clone, when they first are revived and exit the fluid of their cloning sac, it's a traumatic experience. One that they might not remember, but something that subconsciously should be there in the back of their mind. After all, clones are usually uneasy because they lack identity, a feeling of self and purpose, especially when a clone is imprinted with memories that aren't their own. As a matter of fact, if you look at the clone troopers who also lacked an identity, they basically grabbed onto whatever defining characteristic they could find, whether that meant being a good soldier or, in Legends, a Mandalorian. Rey actually has similar personality characteristics. She's constantly trying to find a place where she belongs. So in our example, for one reason or another, Rey's memory of being a clone is being suppressed by someone else, or maybe even by her own psyche. It's completely possible for a brain to hide certain memories that are extremely harmful to a person's mental health. Whatever the case, Rey's subconscious, the embodiment of her true self, it's constantly pushing her conscious self to find her parents and who she actually is. When Rey gets out of the water or her clone tank, what does she see immediately? Copies of herself, just like Starkiller sees in his vision. And when she touches her first reflection, what happens? We get transported into the view of one of the clones in the reflection, looking at perhaps the original version of herself. Why do I say that? Well, look at all the reflections. They're all facing one direction, except for the original Rey, who is outside of the reflection. Rey then asks to see her parents.
Let me see them.
She walks up to an opaque surface where we see two shadows turn into one, and it's revealed who her parents are. Because Rey sees herself. Of course, she's disappointed by this and believes that she's just seeing a reflection. But from what we remember about the Force Nexus is what you take inside the Force Nexus is what you see. There are no fake things in there. Everything is the truth, including Rey seeing her own reflection as her own parents. Luke needed to see his own fear of turning to the dark side to overcome it. Kanan Jarrus needed to see his own capabilities to finally become a Jedi Knight. So the Force Nexus directly channels your subconscious, the pure, complete truth of yourself that is not altered by the brain's tendency to forget things that are a little bit too painful for an individual. So we know that what Rey sees in this vision has to be true. It's either a metaphorical or literal version of what is driving her subconscious mind. What's interesting is that Rey is the first individual in Star Wars lore who comes out of a Force Nexus vision without truly understanding what her vision was or gaining anything from it. She clearly is confused and upset by what she saw. But again, the Force Nexus always shows an individual what they want, just like how Starkiller at the end of his Force vision wanted to know the whereabouts of Juno Eclipse. Just like how Ahsoka Tano wanted to know what happened to her former master Anakin Skywalker, and just like how Ezra was given a kyber crystal by Yoda. So Rey really wanted to see her parents. If she had biological parents, she would have seen them. But again, she only sees herself. You know, when I started this video, I wasn't completely sold on it, but now as I'm talking more, I'm starting to believe in it a little more. Because if we look at Rey, she does have some very suspicious things about her. We don't really know much about her past, but for the most part, since she was a little girl, she's lived as a scavenger on Jakku. And knowing that rather mundane background, a lot of people have problems with just how competent Rey is at almost everything. She's an excellent fighter, yet she's had little training other than occasionally having to fight some fellow scavengers and bandits. She's even a better pilot, pulling off some incredible moves with the Falcon. Now, she's had some training with a very primitive simulation system, but I'd argue that's hardly a good substitute for actual piloting. Besides, some of the moves she pulls off aren't something a sim would even teach. These are some very advanced evasive maneuvers. Rey is the perfect specimen, and her force powers even surprise the extremely powerful Luke Skywalker. Rey, without any combat experience with the lightsaber, is even able to defeat Kylo Ren. Sure, he's wounded, but it's obvious that Rey overpowers him using her extremely strong connection to the Force. That's the face of an individual who's just realized that she is a badass Jedi warrior who is used to kicking around emotionally confused little emo boys. I mean, this runs counter to almost everything we see Luke go through. Luke is considered one of the most powerful Force users in galactic history. He was raised in a similar isolated lifestyle as Rey, yet what happens when he gets jumped by a Tusken Raider? He's immediately defeated. He's not some great crack shot either. He had to train and learn and develop these skills over time because he was a real person, not a clone. And the reason why he's a great pilot is because he's had plenty of real-life experience flying a T-16 Skyhopper. So if Rey does seem to be overpowered without necessarily having any training, maybe it's done with a purpose that serves the entire plot. We know that clones can be heavily...
Alright, we can stop there. I mean, that's the point. The point is, whether you believe with the theory or not, the point is, we don't know yet. The trilogy is not over yet. Can you imagine, like... I bet you there were people, after they saw Empire Strikes Back... I bet you there were people that came out of the theater going, fuck this! Why is Darth Vader Luke's father? That's so stupid. What are they thinking? That makes no sense. Why would Darth Vader be his father? They already said in the last movie that Darth Vader killed his father. What the fuck does Lucas think he's doing? This is bullshit. And then, like... by the end of the series, like, alright, we accept it, it makes sense, we move on, and we've grown to like it. I mean, it seems weird now that Rey is so ridiculously OP. And yes, I agree, this theory is very, very, like, smart. Somebody said that's too smart for them. I actually agree. I think this is too smart of a theory to be true, but the fact is we don't know yet. So who's to say? Really? That actually did happen? Siskel and Ebert shit all over it? That's actually kind of funny, because I had no idea. So, I don't know. At the end of the day, though, like, who cares? People get so butthurt over something that means absolutely nothing. I mean, yeah, we all love Star Wars. I am very clearly a huge Star Wars nerd. I wear Star Wars t-shirts almost every day. That's how fucking geeky and nerdy I am. But at the end of the day, I can look at the movie and be like, yeah, that was disappointing, but who cares? It's not even stars anymore. It's more like a Marvel movie. So what? Why does that bother you? I'm not disagreeing with you. I just don't know why it upsets you so much. I am in no way saying that you are wrong. I don't like Kathleen Kennedy at all. I hope they replace her, like, tomorrow. There are moments where the movies feel more like Marvel movies. But who cares? And maybe if you have a legitimate reason, like, I can't think of one, but I would love to hear it. I understand I might also be coming off totally ignorant right about now. But I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. Let's put that music back on. I did actually just watch The Last Jedi again last night, which is why I felt like bringing this up. My biggest issue with it is not so much why Rey is so overpowered, it's the whole, like, Finn and Rose subplot. I felt like that was really boring. Like, you could cut that whole sequence out. That, and the fact that there were no Y-Wings in the bombing sequence. Like, we've had Y-Wings since A New Hope. Why would the Resistance stop using Y-Wings and start using these massive heavy bombers that are clearly, like, super easy targets? But, again, I look at that and I'm like, damn, that doesn't make sense. It upsets me. But does it really matter? Nah, not really. I also love the people that start shit talking on, like, the physics of it. They look at the bombers and they're like, man, that's so stupid. Like, how can you have bombers like that in space if there's no gravity? Like, the bombs wouldn't fall. Like, 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 first of all, why do you care? You're watching a Star Wars movie. Second of all, the ships have gravity. People are walking around in the ship. So clearly there's some sort of artificial gravity that would cause the bombs to fall. And then once they're outside of the ship's artificial gravity, they would continue to move in the same direction. So that is totally feasible. But even more than that, who's to say that they fell? What if each of those, because all the bombs were like in racks, right? And it looked like they were dangling. What if at the top of those racks was some sort of spring-loaded mechanism that just pushed the bombs out the bottom? Like, there's several easy explanations for that, but people get so butthurt over the stupidest shit. When you go to see Star Wars, you want a galactic adventure in that universe. Now it's just joke after joke with lore-breaking parts just for awe factor. 1 to 6, you felt in universe and immersed. When you shift how the dialogue goes, you can't watch the movie. I will also say the hyperspace jump through Snoke's ship was, while it was visually amazing, I kind of disagree with that choice too, because that opens up so many questions as to like why we've never seen that. Excuse me, why we've never seen that before? Why no one's used that as like a war tactic before? That was a poor choice for sure. But again, here we are. I look at that, I'm like, yeah, that was a dumb decision. I don't know why they did that. And then we move on. Like I don't rage over it. And I don't understand why people feel the need to. It's the same thing as like looking at a piece of art or listening to music. Like, have you ever listened to a song and like the beginning of the song, you're like getting real into it and you're like, you're bobbing your head and you're feeling the rhythm, you're feeling the beat, and then like the chorus kicks in and the chorus sucks. And then you're like, man, that sucks. Like this song started out so good, but I hate it. You don't rage about it, you just move on. It's the same fucking thing. It's like art, man. You're like a painting. You could look at a painting and be like, man, that sky looks really cool, but that house looks like shit. But you don't rage over it. You just, I don't know. People take it so personally. I do feel like the new sequels are lacking a little bit of the world building that 4 in particular set up. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I watched Force Awakens. Last Jedi tried to do the whole Canto Blight thing, and it just didn't work for me. I'm not a big fan of Last Jedi, by the way. I think it's definitely one of the weakest Star Wars movies that came out. I just don't hate it like people do. I don't know why we were taking so much health damage there. Our chest piece... Oh, our chest piece is only 12%. That's right. That would be why. Yeah, we got a cantina now. I'll go back to the city after this mission. And I gotta check out your armor because I actually need to buy some of it. Rogue One is your favorite Star Wars movie since Empire? I go back and forth on Empire and Return of the Jedi. I don't know which I like more. You know what I want to see? And this is totally the fanboy in me. I want to see all the classic battles. I want to see the Battle of Yavin. I want to see the Battle of Hoth. I want to see definitely the Battle of Endor, the space battle. Maybe the asteroid field scene from Empire? Nah, just those three. Just the Battle of Yavin, the Battle of Hoth, and the Battle of Endor. The three main battles from the original trilogy, I want to see them remade with today's CGI. I don't care. I don't even care. People hate the CGI. There are definitely benefits to using practical effects and models and stuff. But you cannot tell me that that fucking space battle in Rogue One did not look gorgeous. I want to see more of that. Can you imagine, like, if they did the Battle of Endor with today's technology? That space battle would be beautiful. It's kind of like the opening space battle in Revenge of the Sith, with Anakin and Obi-Wan flying through all those CIS ships and the Venators and shit going after Grievous. Imagine the Battle of Endor like that. Oh, yo, that would be so sick. Here's our cantina. Ready for all this amazing decoration? Boom, we got loudspeakers. We got loudspeakers, boys. Alright, I gotta find this armor vendor. Armor is pretty impressive. Where is the armor? Is it Skake's Armory? Buildings and installations. Sets of armor. This is the one you said, right? %57% kinetic? Hells to the yes. Encumbrance is a little bit more than what I've got now, but it's definitely worth it. Do we have different colors, or are they all the same? Oh, we do have different colors. Well, we have two different colors. Alright, we'll go with this. too. It's just you can't see the neck. Oh shoot, why did I buy pants instead of boots? That was not smart of me. There were boots on here, weren't there? No, pants are better. Wow, that encumbrance is a lot lower though, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna be buffed. We're fine. I need a... Do we have a tailor? I'm still using the shoes that I started with when I created the tune. I need some boots. We're more than halfway to Expert Power Tech 3. Or, Expert Power Tech is Power Tech 3. Not mad about it. If you had to compare the feeling, it would be the same when Star Wars Galaxies went from its original sandbox to the modern MMO version, you know. Too much was shifted. You know, we all relate to that. Dude, that is not a fair comparison. I can't say that's not how you feel, but holy shit. When they changed Galaxies, that wasn't like a movie coming out that you just go and see once in the theater, like pay a couple bucks, sit through it for a couple hours, and then be done with it. When they changed Galaxies, man, they took 14 months of my life away and said, fuck you, you're playing this game now. All the grinding and all the stuff that I had done over those, like, more than a year was just gone. That is not the same. When a new movie comes out, it doesn't erase the old ones. All right, so maybe hold on. Maybe I'm understanding it better now. You're saying when the new movie comes out, the new movie is so bad that it lowers your enjoyment of the prior movies? She's saying now that The Last Jedi exists, it makes A New Hope, Empire, Return of the Jedi worse. If that's how you feel, then that's justified. And I can't tell you not to feel that way. Yeah, new armor is much better. Still taking more health damage than I'd like, but I mean, I'm a doctor, so it doesn't really matter. Now we need to get a better Vibro Knuckler. 16 to 89 damage. We might be able to do the Nargalach cave with this armor, actually. We'll have to go try it. Ah, they're chasing me. So I actually went home for the first time yesterday in over a year. Home as in like where my parents live, where I was living before I got my new job. I left for the academy in October, early October of 2017. And since I left New Jersey in early October last year, I have never been back to New Jersey until yesterday. And I think that's awesome. I really wanted it to be over a year before I returned, and I totally made that happen. That's actually why I don't know if you guys were watching the stream last week. I said I might actually not be streaming today, is because I wasn't sure if I was going to be going out there yesterday or today. But I ended up going yesterday so that I could stream today. And I will be going to Takora's house for Thanksgiving next weekend, so I will not be streaming next Monday. Yo, this track is epic, by the way. It's like take that 80s synth wave. Alright, let's see. It's hard to explain, it's how I think. See, when the new movies came out and the shift was so different, I lost the feeling of being part of this universe. I'm not asking for it to be like the last movies, you're just asking for it to be similar enough for it to still be Star Wars. They shifted direction and make it hard for you not to compare it to other modern movies just doing things for laughs. It's like how galaxies changed. It's like they took my whole childhood and how the universe works and said no more to that. Change is fine, but dumping logic and lore like this is just not right. Alright. Yeah, I guess that's a good question. How old were you when you first saw him? I mean, I've never been trying to argue or dispute how you feel. Obviously, I don't know how you feel, so it'd be silly for me to try to say that how you feel is wrong. So I hope I didn't come across as being that ignorant. Age 5 or 6. You know what it is? Like, it's definitely a big reason as to why those of us that play Galaxies enjoy Galaxies. It's all the nostalgia factor, man. Because if you were to really go through the original trilogy with a fine-tooth comb, you could find problems with it too. But it's like, it was part of your childhood, you grew up with it, you feel an emotional connection to it. When you revisit it, you're not only revisiting the movie, you're revisiting your childhood. And that is a powerful tool. You want to, you want to know what my biggest gripe with the new movies is? It's a really simple one, actually. Out of all of the new movies that came out, with the exception of Solo, I have one overarching criticism. I'm talking about Force Awakens, Last Jedi, even Rogue One. I have an issue with. And Solo kind of shares the criticism, but to a lesser degree. Solo actually didn't do so bad in this regard. My issue? Fucking soundtracks, man. I could put on any of the original 6 Star Wars movie soundtracks, episode 1 through 6, and I could just jam. Like driving, and when I go on my long road trips, I could listen to those soundtracks during the whole drive. But man, Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and even Rogue One, their soundtracks are just not good. I mean, there are a couple tracks on each of those, like Rey's theme is nice, Kylo's theme isn't bad, the March of the Resistance is pretty good. I actually don't think there's one track. Maybe there's 1 or 2 tracks in the Rogue One soundtrack that I like, but I don't even like them enough to remember their names. But like, almost every track, even the prequels, the best thing to come out of the prequel trilogy is the fucking music. It's so good. But I don't feel that way at all about any of the new movie soundtracks. Solo had a pretty decent soundtrack, though. Actually, in like the first 5 minutes of Solo, I was like, alright, I'm totally digging this music. Do we want to risk going to the Nargalatch Cave, or do we want to just keep doing missions here where we know we can do them? Cast your vote. Change it up. Alright, let's try it. Is it not Moenia Starport? Does Moenia not have a starport or a shuttle port? No, they don't. I don't have a problem with BB-8's comedy, with one exception. The BB-8 piloting or driving an ATST in The Last Jedi was batshit crazy. All of the other BB-8 comedy, I was perfectly okay with. Plugging the shorts in the X-Wing I was fine with. It was funny. It was like, you know, the plugging the leaks in a boat kind of like comedy. Like, I get it. Using the flame to give the thumbs up, I thought it was hilarious. Everyone in the theater laughed at that. Yeah, like I said, all of the BB-8 stuff I was okay with except for the ATST. That was a little too much. But Forelli, I do have one for you that you may not be remembering that R2 did, and that was, luckily, in the prequels, which explains it. In Revenge of the Sith, when R2 dumps all of that oil on the ground towards the start of the film, and then uses his jetpacks to set it on fire and burn the super battle droids. It's a little unnecessary. R2 throwing up on Dagobah. That's a good one. But it's just like R2 throwing up on Dagobah compared to R2 setting super battle droids on fire with jetpack boosters that were only given to him so that he could get through a scene in Attack of the Clones that the writers didn't know how to get him through. Is two different things. The little bird penguin dude, merch, dude, the porgs, there's nothing wrong with the porgs. And you know why? There is more wrong with Ewoks than there are with porgs. And I have the perfect reason why. The porgs had zero to do with the plot. The porgs were there purely for the lulls, for the laughs, for comedy. They were in a couple scenes that made the audience laugh. Sure, they were cute. Maybe they were put in for merch. But the Ewoks, man, the Ewoks were integral to the plot in Return of the Jedi. And that's what makes Ewoks goofier than porgs. Why do you care if it's for the merch? Like, don't buy the merch. And that doesn't affect you then. Like, do you not, like, I don't, I'm not gonna, I'm done arguing about it. Like, it's not worth debating. Like, it's not a big deal. And apparently I am way over level for the Narglatch Cave because these guys are giving me, like, no XP at all. You're not mad, you're just saying very obvious. So what? Do you want them to be more subtle about their like merchandise? Like, would it make you enjoy the movie more if like I don't even know what to ask. Like it doesn't. I don't know why that bothers you. Do you not want them to profit off of the movies in any way? Do you get mad in other movies that have product placement? Like if you see someone drinking Starbucks in a rom-com, do you go, oh, fucking Starbucks product placement, fuck this, and get mad? Like, that's how they make money, and Star Wars makes money through merch. He's fine with the merch as long as it's integral to the plot. If the Porgs had something critical to do with the story, it wouldn't annoy him as much. That's not true. Sure, alright, fine. If the Porgs had something to do with the story, the merch of the Porgs wouldn't bother him. The fact that the Porgs had something to do with the story would. It's like a lose-lose. I think that's the thing too. You got to remember, they're trying to make these movies for every generation. Right? Sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. Why did that not work? Oh, I forgot Talus. What? What the hell am I doing wrong here? Corellia, Coronet, Starport, Talus, Derek, Starport, Single. That should totally work. Oh my god, it's got to be capital. What am I doing today? They're trying to make these movies enjoyable by everybody, regardless of how old they are. Which means, of course, the parts that are meant for 5- and 6-year-olds, you as an adult are not going to find enjoyable. The same way, the parts that you find enjoyable as an adult, a 5- or 6-year-old can give two shits about. It's as simple as that. I hate Jar Jar. But if you take like a 5-year-old to see The Phantom Menace, they will fucking tell you Jar Jar is the funniest thing ever made. And it makes sense. Like, that's the whole point. And it makes sense that we don't like Jar Jar. Because Jar Jar is not there for us to like. He's there for the 5 and 6-year-olds to like. And that should be okay. We should not be upset that there are things in the movie that we don't like, if they're in the movie to be liked by someone other than us. I don't know if you're asking me or if you're asking somebody else. How do you like Jar Jar and not Porgs? I don't like Jar Jar. Or are you saying how do I hate Jar Jar and not Porgs? Because Jar Jar was integral to the plot and Porgs weren't. Jar Jar was a main character. Jar Jar had dialogue. Jar Jar did things. Porgs were just there. The most a Porg did in Last Jedi was stare at Chewbacca as he was about to eat a dead one. And it made us all laugh. Jar Jar stepped in poop. And wrestled a pit droid. Come on, why are these high-paying missions all NPCs? God. Give tongue to a high-powered engine. Ewok Slicer in Last Shot was pretty bad. What the hell is Last Shot? Is that a book? Oh, I finally get it. I finally get it, Gaming Fruity. I get it. Now that you've brought up Destiny and being upset with Destiny being aimed toward microtransactions, and the fact that you're upset that movies aren't just made for being movies anymore, you finally have found that inner cynicism with greed and corporate greed, basically. That people are out to do things not because they enjoy it, but because they're trying to get money. That is your issue. And that is a perfectly okay issue to have. In all honesty, though, that's what Star Wars has been since the prequels. Lucas made the original Star Wars not to get money. As a matter of fact, they, didn't expect it to do very well at all. And then he ended up finishing the original trilogy because, he really wanted to make those movies and now he could afford to. Then there was that huge gap where nothing happened because Lucas was just fine living off of what the original trilogy already made. And then he got that idea like, hey, what if we made more? I bet you we'd make a lot of money if we made more. So they made more. And then Lucas said, you know what? He was living off of the money that he made from the prequels for a really long time. And there's a really long break where nothing was made. And then you know what he said? He said, hey, you know what? I bet you I'd make a lot of money if I sold this shit to someone who thought that they could make a lot of money making more. And then he found probably the only, like one of the only 3 or 5 companies in the world that actually could afford to buy Star Wars off of him. And said, hey, you guys want to make a lot of money making more Star Wars movies? And Disney was like, hell yeah, we want to make a lot of money, huh? Or, you know, however the fuck Disney does his, Mickey Mouse does his shit. So he sold it, and Lucas made a lot of fucking money. And Disney, now that they own the rights to Star Wars, are only making money, or only making movies because they paid a lot of money for the right to make movies, hopefully so that they would make all of that money back and then some. I don't remember. I'd have to look up how much money Disney paid Lucas for the rights to Star Wars, but they have to make all of that money back. And then they have to continue to profit. You would regret it if you were Lucas? $4 billion? I don't know, man. $4 billion would easily alleviate a lot of that regret. In an interview, Lucas even said he regretted it. I believe it. I believe it, but, I mean, dude's getting old, man. At some point, you gotta let the past die. Kill it if you have to. I'm sorry. I didn't even know that's where I was going until I got there. Like, that is not what I meant to say, but like halfway through the sentence, I was like, oh, I have an idea. Do we have anyone on who's TK? Because I'm going to need training here in a bit. We almost have expert power tech. Let the past die. Sell it to Disney if you have to. Oh god, it's Zeus. Coming back with the biddies. So Final Fantasy has Disney characters? I think you talk about Kingdom Hearts. How Kingdom Hearts is a mix of Final Fantasy and Disney because yeah, I'm pretty sure we're most likely going to get Star Wars in Kingdom Hearts at some point. The only reason why we might not, and I don't actually know anything about this, I just remember watching an interview or something with Seth MacFarlane about when they did the Star Wars Family Guy series, where they wrote a letter or something to Lucas or whoever, Lucasfilm, whoever they needed to get the rights to do it. And he said in this interview that the letter they sent him back basically said they could do it as long as their parodies were as close to the original as possible. Which is interesting, he said in this interview, because typically, whenever they want to do like a reference or a joke about something that actually exists, they have to write a letter to that and get permission to do that joke. And normally, what he said is the people, when they write back, say that yes, they can do the joke so long as a certain aspect of the original is changed. Like they want it as different from the original as possible, and it was unique that Lucasfilm wanted it as close to the original as possible. So from that, you could gather that Lucasfilm or whoever's in charge of those decisions, at least at that time, has issue with them getting too far away from established canon. This can also be seen in the issue with the Battlefront 2 skins, when they were talking about, why doesn't Battlefront 2 allow more customization of their heroes and stuff? Like, why can't you have a pink Darth Vader? And they said because a pink Darth Vader doesn't exist in canon. And they didn't want to put stuff in Star Wars that wasn't canon. So I could see them using that same sort of defense as to why they wouldn't want Star Wars characters in a Kingdom Hearts game. Basically, is what I'm saying. That even though Disney owns the rights to that and Disney does all that work on Kingdom Hearts, they just wouldn't want to mix Star Wars with anything else. No, but see, that doesn't make sense, because didn't they put Yoda in a Soul Calibur game or something? Hold on. Yeah, they put Yoda in Soul Calibur 4. And Darth Vader? So they've put Star Wars characters in non-Star Wars games in the past. I'm sure we'll get them in Kingdom Hearts then. Alright, we need a trainer. We qualify for unarmed spin too. You can see why it would be in Soul Calibur, but Kingdom Hearts just doesn't fit. Have you ever played Kingdom Hearts? The whole point of Kingdom Hearts is the main characters are traveling between different worlds. So like they literally go to like the Pirates of the Caribbean world, and like fucking Jack Sparrow is there. And they hop between all these different Disney movies, not because they're Disney, but because they're legitimately supposed to be like alternate dimensions or like alternate worlds or stuff. So you can literally put anything in a Kingdom Hearts game and it would make sense. They fucking did Nightmare Before Christmas. Which actually, I didn't even realize that's Disney. Where's the TK trainer? I don't even remember where we went. Oh, there's one in Feed. To the Google.
Hey everybody.
Hey, what's up? That was me. Alright, trainer locations. Terrace Kasi. Oh, there's one in Derek? Well, shit, son. Where is he? -418, -2906. So we must have drove right past him? Is he in the cantina? 418, -29. Oh no, it's north. Derp. It's gotta be right here. I bet you that's him. No. 418, -2906. Is it the dude in the fence? No. Oh shit, that's south. Oh my god, I was going backwards. That explains so much. He is in the cantina then. It's this guy right here. Holy crap, that was way more complicated than it needed to be. What? Forelli! Interesting. You're AFK. So, according to the website that I use that has all the trainer locations, it says the Terrascasi trainer is supposed to be right here, but it's actually over there. Can you fix that, please? Thanks. If you see here on the map, when I punched the coordinates in, it gave me a waypoint into this room over here. But he's actually over here, so that's wrong. I need you to like get on that now. Okay, thanks. For composite armor minisuits, no, I definitely want boots instead of pants. Show you the map again? Well, now I'm outside, so now I gotta go back inside so that you can see the interior map. Do you need a waypoint? Here. There's the waypoint. Let's see, how can I position my camera? Oh, that arrow is always going to be there. Never mind. Well, he doesn't appear to be somewhere else on the map. He is somewhere else. I'm just saying the NPC is in the wrong spot, or the website I'm using is incorrect. According to the website, the NPC is supposed to be standing right here. But he's very clearly not standing here. He is instead standing over here. So, yeah. It's not a very important change. I understand that. That's kind of the joke. That it's not a big deal. After you hear me talk like that, could I dress up as Cartman for next Halloween? Yeah, that's exactly what I need to do, is dress up as the fat kid from South Park. Mom? No, kitties, my chicken pot pie. I hate you guys. Screw you guys. I'm going home. We can try Kima's. We almost out of mind buffs. Oh yeah, we got 8 minutes left. Alright, let's do these 2 missions. Oh my god, the music is loud. Also, guys, the my Movie Duels 2 series is almost over. As a matter of fact, it is technically already over. Like, I've already recorded the final episode for it. It's just not public yet. It's probably, I think it's like another 2 weeks, 3 weeks on YouTube before it's over. 2 weeks on Patreon because Patreon gets a week early access. So I'm going to need to replace that game or that time slot with a new game series on YouTube. Oh, great. These guys are ranged. What are the options? I haven't put that list together yet, but I'm going to soon. I'm just curious if you guys had any suggestions before I even took a look at the list. Can it be anything? I'd like to keep it Star Wars themed, but I mean, if there's something that is not Star Wars themed that you suggest, and like I totally dig the idea of playing that, then I suppose I could play that. But the idea was to do another like retro Star Wars game, like something that I haven't done on my channel yet. You would be down for Halo content. That's an interesting idea. I don't think I've played any Halo games on my channel. They would definitely not be first playthroughs if that matters, because I've played the campaign of every Halo already. Have I done Dark Forces? Yes, I have. I've done every game in the Jedi Knight series except for the Jedi Knight expansion, Mysteries of the Sith. We're going to stop grinding after this mission, so we'll take a look at the playlists that I actually already have on my channel. We need a list of what has been done. Yeah, exactly. I'll show you guys here in a second what I've already done. I have not done Empire at War. Oh, I don't do a video a day. I do one video for each series a week. So they're weekly series. All right, while we're here healing ourselves up. All right. So first, before we even get into that real quick, for those of you that are curious about Swipe, obviously I've been posting a lot of streams of me playing on my Swipe tune. We actually made a legitimate Swipe recruiting thread on the forums, talking about what Swipe is, when we were founded, that we've got a city. I even put a little spoiler box here of all of our current Swipe rules that I can update as the rules of the guild change, because they will be changing over time. So it's a link to our Discord here if you're not already on my Discord. So if you guys are interested in joining Swipe and you weren't really sure how to do it, or you didn't know what our rules were, so you didn't know if you wanted to, just go to the Basilisk Guild recruitment section on the forums and you can actually find this here now. It is a real thing. We are still recruiting, always looking for new people. So yeah, check it out. Post a comment. Even if you're already in Swipe, feel free to come here and leave a comment just saying, telling everybody else how epic we are. That way we seem more legit. But yeah, other than that, let's real quick go to my
Hello,
playlists.
everybody. Mobius One here, bringing you another Star Wars
Playlists.
Galaxies emulator.
Okay. So here's everything that I've done so far. So for Star Wars, is this all of them, really? I feel like there should be more. Okay. We've got Jedi Outcast is already done. We did Rebel Assault, the first one. We haven't done Rebel Assault 2. Did Jedi Academy. Did the first KOTOR. Did Dark Forces. Did Jedi Knight 2. We did TIE Fighter. There are a couple episodes in TIE Fighter that I still have to do. One of the things that I got from home yesterday when I went home was my flight stick, so that I could actually play TIE Fighter again, because I haven't been able to play this without my flight stick. Battlefront 1 didn't have a campaign. What else did we do? We did Battlefront 2, start to finish. And I think that's it. We're doing KOTOR 2 now, and then Movie Duels 2 will be over in a couple weeks. So that's it. There are a lot more Star Wars games that can be done. If I just look at my Steam list, I've got Empire at War, Mysteries of the Sith, Republic Commando, Star Wars Starfighter, Battlefront 2 Classic, The Force Unleashed 1 and 2. Any of the old school games like Rogue Squadron. Yo, that would be fun. Rogue Squadron, Shadows of the Empire. Man, any of those old school Star Wars games I can do. That would be a good idea. Republic Commando. I have a feeling a lot of people want to see Republic Commando. Alright, well, I'll tell you what. Let's actually... No, I'm not going to set the poll up now. I'm going to do it probably, maybe after Thanksgiving. Oh, this is the perfect song to go out on. Star Wars Christmas music. Alright. I'm going to end the stream here. I might be on later tonight doing something other than Galaxies. I might not be. And we had a pretty serious discussion earlier today, guys. But it's all good fun. I still love all of you. Even if we don't always agree with each other, we can still love each other. It's all good. So, alright, yeah, I notice I say that as these two are beating the shit out of each other behind me. It doesn't matter. See, we can fight, but we can still love each other. Alright. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. As a reminder, I will not be streaming next Monday, so enjoy the week off from me. But keep checking out the channel for more content. You got the Amnesia videos every Saturday, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to be doing 2 Ace Combat videos a week now. Ace Combat's going to be on every Wednesday and Saturday. No, Sunday, sorry. Wednesday and Sunday. Because I've got a lot of Ace Combat videos I got to get out there quick before the new game comes out. So we're getting 2 of those a week. KOTOR every Tuesday. Movie Duels every Thursday until that's done. So I'm doing a lot of videos, and I am still working on some Galaxies videos, but they're taking longer than I thought they would. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. I'll see y'all later.